All right, everybody, welcome back to the cold email bootcamp. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through how to absolutely crush it and knock it out of the park with cold email. There's some links down below where you can go get 100 lead contacts and hop into Instantly for free just so you can follow along with everything. In this video, we're not actually going to be doing any demos in Instantly. I'm going to be talking about deliverability and how to master that, because if you don't have good deliverability, then it doesn't matter how good your copy is, your targeting, your offer. None of that matters, because if you're not landing in the primary inbox and not the promotions tab, or not the suggested tab, the social tab, or even just general spam, if you're landing in any of those folders, then cold email is not going to work for you. So deliverability is the first thing to master. You have to get this right, or it doesn't matter about anything else that you do or that you tweak. I actually believe that moving forward with AI and probably 2026 to 2027, there's actually going to be a folder added. Like in your Gmail, you have your like promotions tab and your suggested tab, or like social for most people, and I think you can even add custom ones. I believe there's actually going to become a cold email tab that categorizes like business only emails that are specifically coming from cold email senders. So everybody that's sending cold email, I could see this becoming a thing where Gmail has a tab for any email that is coming from a business address that is a cold email. So you may hate me for that, for putting that out there into the universe, but I just believe that's the way the industry is going. And so in order to stand out in the inbox, you are going to have to make sure that you get all of this stuff right. I don't say that to discourage you or make you feel like cold email is going anywhere. It's not. If anything, cold email is going to grow with the rise of Nano Banana and the ad world changing as well. Cold email is still the fastest and most effective way to not only test your offer, but get it in front of as many people as possible. So that's enough rambling. I will go ahead and get into deliverability for you guys. So the number one mistake that I see people make, and when I have conversations with people about cold email, is they start talking about their open rate percentage. Oh, my open rate is above 50. My open rate is above 70. It's just amazing. And while some of that is a good initial signal, it's actually just a vanity metric, because you have bots and scanners that are counting as opens, and sure, like if you have like an open rate that's 80-90%, it means very little, if I'm being honest. Like sure, there might be some traction there, but it's not reliable enough to just base everything off of what are your open rates. So we actually don't track open rates, because when you do this instantly in any platform that you use, there's tracking links, there's HTML embedded in that, so that way the computer knows, the software knows that, hey, somebody, whether it was a bot or an actual human, opened this email and took a look at it. Now, when you put HTML in the emails, especially for that first one, this drastically decreases deliverability, because Google, Outlook, they're scanning for what might be considered a malicious file. So think about if you meet somebody, or maybe you're doing business with them and they're like, yeah, just send me the PDF, and you send them an email with the PDF, or sometimes you just send them an email for the first time, and then you're talking back and forth with them like, hey, did you get the email? Like I shot it over. No, I never saw that. And even if you didn't put an attachment in there and you just had your signature that was like an HTML signature, so it was coded, and maybe you had like your photo in there, or you had like your company banner, that will a lot of times push emails to spam just because of the HTML in there. So for cold email, the rule of thumb is text only. Don't try to get cute with marketing stuff and emojis and photos and all of that. Now, sure, that can be used as a lever down the line in your sequence, but initially starting off for your testing, and especially when you are running cold email at scale, and you're wanting a predictable system that's bringing in new revenue every single week, you need to have something that doesn't fall by the wayside and that is dependent on spam filters and changes in like the scanners for spam. So just text only, don't track opens. That's the rule. So make sure that when you do set up your campaigns and instantly, I'll actually hop in here real quick to show you how to turn open tracking off. This is something that you want to do when you launch your campaign. So here's an example of how you would do that. You come to the options tab, and then for the stop sending emails on reply, this will be enabled. Open tracking, you want to make sure that it says disabled, and then select this check marks right here that is send emails as text only, no HTML. And then we will get into settings in a different video, but you can just click save. So that way you have this saved under your campaigns. But we'll be doing a full section on setting up your campaigns properly. I just wanted to show you real quick. Okay, so all that matters as far as metrics are concerned for what you want to be tracking is the reply rate, and then your meeting booked rate or call scheduled rate. So an example of this would be if you send, it's just simple math, right? You can plug this into a spreadsheet. Send 100 emails, you get 1 response. Okay, your reply rate would be 1%. If you send 100 emails and you get 2 responses, your reply rate is 2%, and so on and so on. Same thing with meeting booking rate. And ideally, you're wanting to get this percentage to be as high as possible, so that way you don't have to send as many emails. And you basically back out of this math for figuring out, how many emails do we need to be sending to successfully book enough meetings every single week. For the next section, no links. So I see some people when they first start cold email, they want to do something where they're sending their calendar link and they're asking them to book a call. Do not do that. Even if you don't include it in the first email, you don't just send a calendar link in the response, because prospects are lazy. It also shows that you're lazy on your end. You can't give them the option of 2 times. And so it's better just send text only. Don't worry about links in cold emails. Now, obviously, if they do ask, once they've responded, it's okay to send like a Loom video link, but do not send anything like that in the first initial email. So talking about bounce rates. This is important because this is protecting your sending reputation. So if you do go through and you don't clean your email list, and I recommend using OmniVerifier. I'll put a link for them down below. You have to clean your email list, your target list, or you're just going to have bounces all over the place. Your bounce rate is going to be so high that Gmail and Outlook, they start looking at your domains and like, okay, this guy is sending a bunch of spam out there and there's a bunch of bounces, and then slowly your deliverability starts to degrade. So anything above 8% is basically atrocious and you're in a really bad zone. Anything below 8 is, it's not acceptable, but it can pass, right? Like it will be, it's not ideal, but it's okay, especially if your sending volume isn't, like 10K a day. If you're only sending out 100 emails a day or 150, you're probably okay at that percentage, but you want it to be as low as possible. So make sure you clean your lists and use good verified data. The target is to be below 4%, but ideally, and where the best cold emails are below 2%, means your data is essentially rock solid. Of course, you can't get everything because some people change emails, or maybe they have a certain filter on their email, and that can lead to bounces sometimes. So the lead verification strategy Instantly does provide a verification tool when you import the leads that you can use yourself. So if you do have credits in there, you can use that, especially just to start off and get familiar, but I recommend using OmniVerifier. The scale solution, like I said, for your massive lists, use OmniVerifier. So before you upload that CSV to Instantly, and you can clean the list and sort out all the emails that are catch-alls versus non-catch-alls. The sequence flow control. So sometimes you are going to receive a lot of out-of-office replies. You may be tempted to say, oh, there's a lot of out-of-office, I'm going to stop sending. That's a mistake. That's going to happen regardless. You're always going to have people that are out of office. Of course, there's certain seasons, Thanksgiving, Christmas, around July 4th, around spring break. Sometimes in just the month of August is typically a pretty big month for out of office. And you might be tempted to stop, like, oh, we're going to pause and not send. But no, you need to be sending every single day. Think about it this way. Most of the viewers on this video are going to be business owners or entrepreneurs. Are you checking your email the day after Christmas, or maybe like the 27th, maybe the 24th, probably the 23rd for sure? What was your answer? Your answer was yes. Your answer was, yeah, I mean, I have my phone. If I had an email come in, I'd probably, at least look at it on the screen. So when people say that, oh, it's, we're going to, Christmas is here and December is here. I mean, what is today? December 6th. It's December. We're still booking meetings consistently every single day. We booked a meeting, today's Saturday. We booked a meeting at 9:30 last night for a client on a Friday. And she's in the same time zone. So 9:30 for her as well. So when you have good messaging, when you have good emails, it doesn't matter about the out of office. Stop relying on those vanity metrics. Most triple O replies, they're only going to be, actually out of office for 2 to 5 days. When that next email hits, it acts as a soft reminder. I'll also be showing you guys in future videos of the bootcamp how how you can thread this together and set this up. And then also, out of office also means you're not landing in spam. If you have no out of offices and you have no replies and it's just bounces only, you have a massive deliverability problem that needs to be fixed. And then for actionable sending, ensure your campaigns, the campaign settings that stops the sequence on auto replies is disabled. And I already showed you that, but I'll be walking through this in future videos because you only want to stop the sequence when it's not an actual human that replies. If you keep that going automatically, it just looks automatic and it ruins the chances of getting that person on a call. So that's it. I just wanted to cover deliverability at a high level so you can understand it conceptually and then understand it how to have your settings properly positioned inside it instantly. If you do have questions about this or comments, leave them down below. I read every single comment. I reply to them all myself. It's not a team or it's not like an assistant doing it. It's me. I'm the one reading it. I'm the one replying. So if you have questions, leave them below and then I'll answer them either via text or I'll cover it in a future video. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one.